Moving on, we're gonna talk about the example which was like by Nike. They were making a Breaking 2 campaign. So let's see what channels did they use when they were making a Breaking 2 campaign. Now, the first of all, just to give you a little bit of background, Nike, obviously you should be knowing that Nike is in the business of athletic wear and equipment. It uses marketing strategies very efficiently to promote their products to the target demographics. Number three, Nike promoted their shoe line, the Zoom Vaporfly Elite, by live streaming athletes wearing those shoes while attempting to complete a marathon in under 2 hours, making that they will break the world record. Now, the channels which were used first was relevant and niche influencers. They found out that there are three long distance marathon runners who are going to be a influencer for them. And secondly, there was a live event which was live streamed on Facebook and Twitter as an event. So you could actually watch it. So get more excited about the product or cheer the athletes on while they're wearing those shoes. Then there was obviously social media marketing, which leveraged Twitter, Facebook, Instagram to promote the event using the hashtag Breaking2. Now, number four was a well produced content, which is like they teamed up with National Geographic to document this particular race. Now, here are the results. The campaign's message of unlocking the human potential tapped into a very broad audience. With the campaign, Nike garnered 87% of positive comments, which is huge in era of Twitter, 584,000 mentions on social media. Hashtag was used more than 400,000 times, 2 trillion impressions, and 5.2x of the digital content engagement. Now, even drew congratulations from Nike's rival, which was on the left. You could see that Adidas running actually gave a congratulation to one of the marathon runners. Again, let's go into another example, which is of Microsoft integrated marketing communication approach. Now, Microsoft and Carlsberg got into a partnership. Microsoft has been continuously taking up various artificial intelligence based projects and has placed AI high up in its product portfolio. Now, to promote its AI offerings, Microsoft teamed up with Carlsberg to use AI to speed up the process of brewing new flavors of the beer. Now, moving on, what they did was Microsoft marketed this project using the integrated marketing approach, using a multitude of channels. So, as you can see on this screen, there were microblogs on Twitter, there were a lot of press releases in Financial Times, and then there was also video promotions across Facebook and YouTube as well. Now, how do we actually create an integrated digital marketing strategy? Now, step one is knowing your target audience, which has been a step always. Now, for sub step of that is that who are your target customers? What are their motivations? How do they like to get in touch with? Which publishers do they read? Which websites do they visit regularly? And which channels are they using? What are they talking about right now? Step number two is to design clear and consistent content that can easily be adapted or used on different media or channels. So, using both visual logos and slogans and brand cues, which was voiceovers and music, consistently all across channels. So, communication such as messaging and offers must be clear and not be filled with confusing words and phrases. You don't have to be too fancy whenever you're writing a line. That's what it means. The messages and offers must be compelling to the receiver. Obviously, if you're providing something, if you're spending a lot of money on something, then you need to make sure that it's actually needed. And we learned that in the step one as well. Number three is your message should be consistent across channels, website, it could be phone, it could be in store, or it could be in mobile, just so that you create that brand for you. Step number three is invest only in those channels that have a clear role in the campaign. Understand what each channel can deliver in terms of reach and cost. As attitude towards as vary by channel and format, different media have innate strengths in different regions. To give you an example, if somebody is coming into India to start its own business, the first thing they do is go with Facebook ads. Why? And why not Twitter ads? Facebook ads has a very defined targeting of digital marketing. Whereas Twitter ads, it's a little bleak on that front. And Twitter being Twitter costs a lot more compared to Facebook. So coming back to the slide, which channels do my customers use the most? So whatever channels you are using, that is what you have to do. Number two is what are the channels' strength and gaps. So according to your target audience, let's say you're not able to reach that very definite pinpoint audience, but could reach to a relevant audience. Do we want to go ahead with that or not? That is the decision which you have to make. How will these channels are going to help me attain my business goals? Now you could use Google for lead generation, and you could use Facebook and YouTube for brand awareness, just to give you an example. Moving on, step number 4, tailor your content for each channel while communicating the same message. Understand the nuances of each of the selected channels and develop creatives that matters to the users on that particular channel. Make sure each channel of your marketing campaign is set up to drive traffic to your ultimate goal. For example, social networks such as Twitter or Facebook could be used for engagement. Websites for email newsletter subscriptions, purchases, and reservation. Keep your URLs and usernames uniform. That's a basic hygiene practice. And use the same keywords and phrases throughout your integrated marketing campaigns. Now, step number 5, you have to plan the flow of launching the campaign. Now, the factors influencing the launch flow are, first of all, the campaign objective. So it could be different for different companies. It could be different for a different product as well. We need to know that what will be the plan to actually launch a campaign. So user behavior on the channels used in the campaign needs to be checked. For example, there is a peak time. There's usually a peak time on Facebook at around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Indian time. And so you know that, okay, if you want to go ahead and start off with a blast, then you need to run your campaign at like 7 or 8. Now, the third factor is the funnel stage: awareness, consideration, and conversion. It's an integrated approach. The content and creatives are created for each of these stages. Now, each stage is planned differently but interlinked finally to convert a user. So, here's a tip: prepare your social blog post calendar in advance. A good campaign features multiple ads. Prepare an ad and schedule it. Moving on, step number 6, make sure your marketing team agencies are working in sync. Now, this is obviously communication which needs to be happening within the team. If working with several agencies, ensure that there's an in-house team member to monitor and coordinate with them. Facilitate team meeting with members working on different projects within the same integrated marketing campaign too. Keep all the members on the same page. Keep the message of the campaign consistent and maintain company brand standard across the campaign. Since I've worked with a lot of agencies, I've had an agency of my own, I can tell you that this is the real big problem where agencies are not working in sync. So assume there's an agency which creates your images, but there's an agency which is creating your video. They both need to be in the sync in order to provide a consistent brand message. Step number 7, you need to track your campaigns. In an integrated marketing campaign, it is vital to utilize the proper analytics and attribution methods that help understand how conversions and results are achieved. Now, you need the analytics for your website, for your social media, for your email, for your search ads, and for your display ads, and anything else, whichever you are doing. Now, here are some of the key metrics which you should be tracking. So, website, site visits, maybe traffic by source or channels, number of new visitors versus the number of return visitors, bounce rate, exit rate, interactions per visit. All of these you can find in Google Analytics. Social media marketing, you need to figure out the likes, comments, shares, clicks, impressions, reach, conversions, or maybe you could just bunch it up into an engagement, which is for the likes and the comments and the shares are all engagements. So you can bunch that up also. Email marketing, you need to figure out the sends, the open rate, the CTR, the conversion rate from there, the bounce rate, the number of people who unsubscribed, and the revenue per email which you send. Number 4, the search and display ads. Impressions, reach, cost, obviously engagement rate, CTR, CPC, and conversion rate. All of these we have already learned in search engine marketing that what do they mean, and now you have to start tracking them when you're making an integrated digital marketing campaign. Moving on with an example of LinkedIn's In It Together campaign. So this was a campaign which was run during the Golden Globes Award. So most people viewed LinkedIn platform as platform only for white collar professionals. With this campaign, LinkedIn wanted to break a stereotype and connect with a global audience while highlighting the power of the community in finding a job. Now, the channels used, obviously, it was LinkedIn. Then we had videos as well, and there was a lot of digital display as well. Now, in it together, it featured people from professions such as musician, martial arts, culinary arts, bankers, teachers, entrepreneurs, and more. Campaign featured the real stories of real members across career stages and how they are adapting, innovating, and learning on their networks to push forward in this new world of work. The black and white documentary style videos made them stand out from the commercial ones, showcasing their authenticity. Now, let's move on to another example, which was of Levi's It's Your Vote campaign. Now, Levi's launched a campaign, It's Your Vote, before the voter registration day in the US. The main goal was to encourage its user base to register for voting and cast their votes on election day. Now, the channels used were several video spots alongside in store registration booths for votes. Second was social media to share images of celebrities and vote branded apparel. Number three was a microsite which was used to further promote the campaign. Now, the results were that 60% of users who discovered products on Instagram got involved in the campaign. 75% of users took action after seeing the Instagram post. Now, video spot was also shared on Facebook. 64% of consumers stated that after watching their video, consumers were motivated to buy the products. Now, another example, Spotify 2018 Wrapped campaign. Spotify launched a personalized 2018 Wrapped campaign to celebrate each subscriber's listening habits. So, what they did was that once the 18 year was over, they said that this year you listen to 6,207 different songs on Spotify. So, they actually gave you a stat, which is not required, but it just opens up the eyes in front of the consumers saying that this is how much actually I used my Spotify membership or the free trial, whatever. So channels used was a personalized music playlist. So what they did, because they already knew about the browsing habits on Spotify, they engaged with subscribers and gained their interest through data of their personal listening habits. Number two was that there were customized emails. So subscribers received a personalized email with listening data from 2018 and a CTA to access the Spotify's data-driven microsite. Now, the data-driven microsite gave a story-like overview of the subscribers' listening habits in a similar fashion to a billboard advertising campaign. Now, fans were prompted to share their musical snapshot, which made it Twitter's top global trending topic on launch day. Moving on, here were the results for the Spotify campaign. Over 34 million fan visits, over 400,000 artist visits, over 5 million social shares, and over 3 billion streams which were driven. Now, as you can see that even for one tweet of Spotify, they got 172 retweets with 724 comments and 3.1k likes, which was for the Wrapped 2018 campaign. Now, let's go into another example where we are talking about Uber's Beyond 5 Star campaign. Now, Uber launched a promotional Beyond 5 Stars campaign to spotlight some of the tremendous works its drivers are doing. Uber presents each featured driver with a short vacation trip as an acknowledgement of their hard work. Now, the channels which were used, the campaign serves as an extension of the brand's in app complimenting feature. The microsite, which was speaking about the cabs, drivers, and customers' experiences. The video ads, which were featuring several drivers who were bombarded with in app compliments, and the images which were shared on social media platforms. Now, talking about the results, the campaign images were also shared via Facebook, whereas they have accounted for 75% to 90% of advertising effectiveness. Through this campaign, Uber not only attracted more customers, but it also attracted an extra number of drivers through the platform. So you can see the tweet on the left side where Uber reads, when your driver goes beyond 5 stars, share a compliment, share some love. It only takes a few seconds, but it can go further than you think. Now, let's move into another example of Taco Bell's integrated marketing approach, which was Taco Bell is, you already probably know about it, is a Mexican cuisine inspired fast food chain. After a recession in 2011, Taco Bell experienced a slump. Now, Draft FCB, Taco Bell's advertising agency, designed an integrated marketing campaign to position Taco Bell as a multicultural food experience. Now, they launched a campaign named Live Más. Más is Spanish for more, so that makes it live more, to make the brand appealing to youth oriented and cross cultural consumers. Now, they rolled out new products and an upscaled menu to penetrate the market of health conscious customers. Now, they also co branded with Doritos to launch the famous DLTs, which was Doritos Locos Tacos. Now, the channels which were used was YouTube ad of a customer who drove 900 miles to try the DLTs, and a montage of Instagram post of customers was trying out the DLTs for the first time. Now, influencers among fans tried the DLTs and spread the word about through their social media channels. Now, the short video ad on the Live Mass theme, featuring a bunch of senior citizens sneaking out of their retirement home to a party. A mobile ordering and payment app was also launched, and Periscope to live stream the launch of new products to catch Generation Z's attention. Now, the results were the integrated marketing efforts created a huge buzz and contributed to nearly a quarter of the taco sales. The short video ad featuring senior citizens grabbed a lot of attention on social media and drove a lot of traffic towards the brand. Now, they reported an 8% increase in sales.